So the question for today is, how do I become a farmer? I have dealt with this question multiple times on our space on Twitter. If you've not, which is now X though, if you've not been with us over there, maybe there's an opportunity for you to actually experience what went on there. Today, unfortunately, I don't have my panel over here. The panel that we had discussions like that some time ago. But to answer that question, how to become a farmer, it's basically a very simple question. But the question will also be, what is the purpose of you becoming a farmer? Because most often people say, I need money. I've heard there's money in farming, so I would want to jump right into it and see how I'll be able to earn from. But the honest truth is, farming is more than just money. It's about passion. It's about consistency. People would give you different advices, which I'm about to give you one, but they almost fall on you to choose whether to want to listen to them or not. But basically, this is how it's supposed to be for everyone. Make the choice on your own. Understand the market before you want to jump into it. The first advice I would give you as a farmer, I'm a full-time farmer, so as a first advice I would be able to give you is start small. I've said this on some of my videos and I'm saying it here today. Start small. Try to build on a smaller space. Start with smaller resource. Start with smaller land size. Start with easier crops or crops that you will love, even if it's a difficult crop and you will love it. Start with that. Don't want to compete with people who have been doing this for years. If I show you my farm, I have been working for years, but if I show you my land, you will think that it's just an easy thing to go by. It is not. And even more so, I am now trying to even reduce more of my land size, because I've realized it's not really about the big land space you have, but it's about how to be able to utilize the smaller space you have. Utilizing the smaller space would help you manage the crops better, because the larger the field, the more difficult it is, and it's more difficult to control a lot of factors when you are starting that big. Start small. I usually advise you to start with a plot which is 100 feet by 100 feet. It's not so big, but it can give you enough. And there are some advantages that you can be able to get from starting small. And the first of it is you can be able to manage it well, because you have your view on all the plants almost all the time. And if something is happening to any of them which can spread to the others, you can be able to identify and treat it early. But more so, it also gives you the opportunity to be able to get a good market. If you are starting small, it means you can be able to sell to a lot of people or fewer people who would need what you have. Fewer crops or fewer yields means you are going to spend less time looking for more buyers. And it gives you also the edge of trying to compete and get premium customers. You then choose who you are selling your products to or your produce to. If people are coming to you with bad pricing and fewer are bringing good pricing, then it means you now fall on getting the fewer good pricing people, because you don't have to chase after people to buy the produce you have, since it will perish. So sorry, I'm sweating a lot. I'm in the greenhouse. We are building our seedlings. We are raising our seedlings for the season. I'm in a very hot environment. But back to my advice. That's the first advice I'll be able to give you. You start small. The second advice I'll give you is, everybody will ask this question: how do I fund my farming journey? Don't go for a loan. There are a lot of unpredictable corners in farming. Very unpredictable, especially being a newbie. You're going to face a lot of things that maybe I might know how to maneuver around, but you might not, because you are new. You should not go and take funding from sources that you cannot bear the cost of losing. Farming is a business, just like every other business. There are good days, there are bad days, there are worse seasons, there are very excellent seasons. going for a loan might not necessarily be a loss, but it could be very fatal if there is a loss. You should not go for a loan. Start saving. Work for your capital or start small. I was speaking to a colleague of mine. I gave the friend an advice. He's not a farmer though. I gave him a piece of advice. I said, "You want to do farming? I want to sell green peppers. I want to master the art of farming green peppers." I said, "Okay, that's bell peppers too. Farming green pepper means that you need to get buyers from that field. Why don't you source the kind of peppers you want to sell, farm buyers, and connect the two? Somebody needs green pepper, I can supply the source, then you take your money from the buyer. In that way, you have a market. You just have to collect that money the person is buying with, farm, and then give up." I also did some when I was starting. I came with huge investment and I kind of didn't listen. So I was being advised. I didn't listen most of the time. So I lost a few of my investments. Got to a point where I had to actually fight for money to continue or just quit. Quitting was not something I was actually used to doing. Someone who liked challenges. I decided I still need to jump into it. So I started sourcing for buyers and made myself like an outgrower for them. You need peppers, don't worry, I can farm peppers for you. Within 3 months you can get more than you are buying from that dude over there. Oh, fine, please, I'll give you money. How much you need? I don't need anything big, just something small, and blah 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 blah. Harvesting, the person has the produce, so the person keeps increasing their money. Now the person becomes an investor and not just a buyer. You see, there are a lot of ways to actually start the business without actually going for a loan. It's very important. Don't go for loans. Try to fall on friends to support you, fall on families to support you. Try to do other minor works to come in. Try to be smart about getting money, but don't try to go for a loan. I usually don't advise that. A lot of people have succeeded in using loans, but I don't advise that. That would be about funding and about marketing. I first of all said you should try to start small so that you can be able to get a market for a good market for it, but also think about the farming business as a business itself, not just work or an occupation. It's not just about the activity, it's not about the art itself, it's a business on its own. You should have a whole system for it. You should have departments as a farmer. Everybody manages what they are supposed to. It's very important as a farmer, you should have that, which means that you think about the element of pricing, promotion, packaging, and so on. At this point, we talk about your pricing in conjunction with your product and your package. How much do you want to earn from what you are producing? If you know exactly how much you want to earn from what you are producing, then you look at the fact that how do I get